Welcome to the Revealer. The South China Sea shimmers under a tense sky, its vast expanse hiding countless stories of conflict and resilience. This is no ordinary stretch of ocean, it is a crossroads of ambition, history, and national pride. Here, the BRP Sierra Madre, a rusted relic from World War II, stands defiantly on the shallow coral of Second Thomas Shoal. Once a warship, now a battered outpost, it serves as the Philippines' lonely sentinel, a physical claim to a contested reef. Encircling it, Chinese Coast Guard vessels loom large, their white hulls a daily reminder of China's growing reach. Their presence is not just symbolic, it's a constant unspoken challenge to Philippine sovereignty, a test of nerves and endurance. Against this backdrop, a small Philippine supply boat inches forward, braving the waves and the watchful eyes of the Chinese. On board, it carries not just food and water, but hope and fresh troops for the Marines stationed on the Sierra Madre. Suddenly, a Chinese ship unleashes a powerful water cannon, drenching the Filipino crew and forcing them to halt. The sea erupts in chaos, but no shots are fired. This is a battle of willpower, not weapons. This isn't open warfare, but a calculated show of force. Intimidation without bullets. A dangerous dance on the edge of conflict. Each encounter is a message, a warning, and a test. These confrontations, captured live by journalists and broadcast around the world, have become almost routine, yet each one is a fresh test of resolve, a reminder that peace here is fragile and never guaranteed. The world's eyes are fixed on this remote reef, now transformed into a symbol of a much larger contest. What happens here resonates far beyond these waters, echoing in capitals across the globe. The Philippines, caught between a rising China and a watchful United States, finds itself at the epicenter of a global power struggle. Every move is scrutinized, every decision weighed for its international impact. The fate of the Sierra Madre and its Marines has become a rallying point for Philippine sovereignty. In Washington, alarms ring as policymakers debate their next steps. In Beijing, the incident is justified as a defense of national territory, a matter of pride and principle for the Chinese government. For the Philippines, it's a daily reminder of vulnerability and the urgent need for strong allies and international support. Training intensifies and alliances are tested. Filipino sailors, outmatched but unbowed, embody their nation's dilemma, standing firm between giants, determined to defend their home even in the face of overwhelming odds. The peace of the 21st century may well hinge on these contested waters. What happens here could shape the future of the region and the world. Here, every standoff is a warning, and a call to the world to pay attention, to act, and to remember that peace is never guaranteed, especially in these troubled seas. Not long ago, the Philippines enthusiastically embraced China's Belt and Road Initiative, seeing it as a golden opportunity to transform the nation's infrastructure and accelerate economic growth. Lured by promises of billions in funding for new railways, highways, and bridges, Filipino leaders hoped these projects would usher in a new era of connectivity and prosperity. Projects like the Mindanao and Subic-Clark railways were hailed as game-changers, expected to link remote regions, boost trade, and create thousands of jobs across the archipelago. But as time passed, the reality fell short of the grand vision. Funding from Beijing was slow to arrive, projects stalled, and the terms of the deals became increasingly murky and difficult to navigate. Filipino officials grew wary, alarmed by high interest rates and the looming risk of debt-trap diplomacy, a fate that had already ensnared countries like Sri Lanka, where strategic assets were lost to Chinese control. The dream of rapid development soon collided with growing fears of losing national sovereignty, as public debate intensified over the true cost of these foreign-funded projects. Under President Marcos Jr., Manila began canceling major Chinese loan applications, citing Beijing's inaction and the lack of progress on promised projects. But the real message was clear: the Philippines would no longer trade its sovereignty or future for infrastructure deals that came with hidden strings attached. Instead, Manila turned to other partners, such as Japan and Western nations, and began pursuing public-private deals that offered more transparency, accountability, and mutual respect. The need for modern infrastructure remains urgent, as traffic congestion and outdated transport systems continue to challenge daily life. But leaders judged that the long-term cost of dependency on China was simply too high. The unraveling of these deals marked a decisive pivot away from Beijing's economic orbit, signaling a new era in Philippine foreign policy and development strategy. Manila's new course is a calculated risk, one that prioritizes sovereignty, transparency, and national interest over the allure of quick cash and easy loans. The Philippines is now betting on a future built with trusted partners, open collaboration, and deals that serve the Filipino people, not hidden agendas. This strategic shift has also set the stage for a renewed focus on security and alliances, as Manila seeks to protect its interests and assert its place in a rapidly changing region. The Philippines' strategic value is obvious on any map. Its location, right at the heart of Southeast Asia, makes it a natural crossroads for trade, security, and influence in the region. The archipelago commands the northern South China Sea and the Luzon Strait, the gateway between the Pacific and Asia. These waters are not just boundaries, they are lifelines connecting economies and militaries across continents. This strait is a vital shipping lane and the main route for China's navy to reach the Pacific. Every day, countless cargo ships and naval vessels pass through, making it one of the world's busiest and most contested maritime corridors. For military planners in Beijing, Washington, and Tokyo, the Philippines is prime real estate. Its position can tip the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, shaping strategies and alliances. Its northern islands can control access to and from the Pacific, making it essential in any Taiwan conflict. Whoever holds these islands can monitor and potentially block critical naval movements. For the U.S., Philippine bases offer a forward position to monitor China and support allies. These bases are crucial for rapid response, intelligence gathering, and projecting power across the region. For China, a friendly Philippines secures its southern flank and naval ambitions. It also helps Beijing protect its own shipping routes and assert influence over the South China Sea. The South China Sea is an economic superhighway. 1/3 of global maritime trade passes through. Oil, gas, and manufactured goods all flow along these routes, linking Asia to the rest of the world. The Philippines' coastline borders this artery, giving it a direct stake in freedom of navigation. Its ports and waters are gateways for commerce, livelihoods, and national security. Any disruption here would shake the global economy. Even a brief blockade or conflict could send shockwaves through supply chains and financial markets worldwide. This geographic jackpot gives Manila leverage, but also puts it in the crosshairs of superpower rivalry. The stakes are high, and every decision carries weight far beyond its shores. Every move is scrutinized through the lens of strategic competition. Allies and adversaries alike watch closely, knowing that the Philippines' choices could shape the future of the region. The Filipino people live on the front line of this high-stakes game. Their daily lives unfold against a backdrop of global tension, where local decisions can have international consequences. The South China Sea conflict is a war of attrition, not open battle. China's gray zone tactics like building artificial islands and deploying maritime militias have redrawn the map. These bases deep in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, project power and harass neighbors. Filipino fishermen, once free to work these waters, now face ramming, intimidation, and loss of livelihood. Despite a 2016 Hague ruling in their favor, Manila's claims are ignored by Beijing. China's goal established control without triggering U.S. intervention, using civilian law enforcement as cover. For the Philippines, it's a daily struggle to defend its rights, one fishing boat at a time. In response to China's aggression, the Philippines has renewed its alliance with the United States. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, now explicitly covering the South China Sea, is the backbone of this partnership. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, EDCA, has expanded, granting U.S. forces access to 9 strategic sites. Several are near Taiwan and the disputed Spratly Islands, allowing rapid deployment and pre-positioning of assets. The U.S. is upgrading bases, deploying advanced missile systems, and investing in infrastructure. Joint military exercises like Balakatan have grown in scale, now featuring live-fire drills in contested waters. Intelligence sharing and surveillance support have strengthened Manila's maritime awareness. This deepening cooperation is a direct response to Chinese pressure. The U.S. presence signals that Manila is not alone, and that the rules-based order will be defended. For the Philippines, it's a vital security backstop in an increasingly volatile region. The alliance is now more relevant and more robust than ever. Together, they aim to deter aggression and maintain stability in the Indo-Pacific. While the U.S. boosts military ties, China wields economic leverage, trade, investment, and tourism. Beijing has used unofficial trade barriers and boycotts to pressure Manila. Yet the Philippines is pushing back, wary of debt traps and hidden risks in Chinese investments. Manila is diversifying its economic partners, strengthening ties with the U.S., Japan, South Korea, and the EU. This friend-shoring strategy aims to build resilient supply chains and reduce dependence on China. The government frames this not as anti-China, but as pro-Philippines, defending sovereignty and livelihoods. Public support is strong, giving leaders the confidence to resist economic coercion. Manila's message sovereignty is not for sale. Amid superpower rivalry, Japan has emerged as a crucial partner for the Philippines. Japan's approach blends economic aid with security assistance, without the baggage of colonial history or military dominance. Tokyo has supplied modern Coast Guard vessels and advanced radar systems, boosting Manila's maritime surveillance. These assets help the Philippines assert its rights without escalating tensions. Japanese-funded infrastructure projects like the Metro Manila subway are progressing steadily, unlike stalled Chinese deals. Japan's transparent, high-quality aid offers Manila a reliable alternative. This partnership lets the Philippines modernize and defend itself, without over-reliance on any one power. Manila isn't just balancing great powers, it's building a network of regional partnerships. The Philippines, US and Japan now form a trilateral axis, conducting joint patrols and disaster relief in the South China Sea. Australia has joined as a strategic partner, with joint patrols and military exercises reinforcing regional security. European and Asian nations from the UK to India are also increasing cooperation and freedom of navigation operations. This minilateral approach multiplies Manila's capacity and resilience. By building a coalition, the Philippines ensures China's challenge is a shared burden. Security is now a regional and global concern. Manila's web of alliances is its shield against coercion. The message the rules-based order is defended by many, not just one. As of September 2025, the Philippines stands as a masterclass in modern geopolitics. No longer a pawn, Manila is a pivotal player, balancing US security, Japanese development, and cautious engagement with China. The renewed US alliance provides deterrence. Japan and other partners build capacity and self-reliance. Diversifying partnerships has blunted China's economic threats and strengthened Manila's hand. Public support for defending maritime rights is strong, giving leaders the mandate to act boldly. The Philippines proves that smaller nations can shape their destiny through smart diplomacy and coalition building. The South China Sea contest is far from over, but Manila is not just surviving, it's thriving. In the 21st century, balance is the Philippines' greatest weapon.